Shunda Jenkins. Welcome to Inspiring Woman Podcast. Each week, I share an inspiring story, motivation, and tips to help you get through your day. If you're ready to live an inspiring life, tune in for today's motivation. The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Eleanor Roosevelt. Hello, my name is Shunda Jenkins, and welcome to Inspiring Woman Podcast. I am a mindset coach. I am an NLP practitioner, EFT practitioner, success and life coach, and certified hypnotherapist. I empower clients with the tools they need to help transform all areas of their lives, including their health, relationships, and career. I believe investing in the body is important. Think about it. It's with us everywhere we go. So in this episode, I'll be discussing the importance of investing in the body, along with a special guest who will be sharing her self-care journey with us and how it improved areas in her life. So welcome, Maritza, to the show.
Hey,
How are you, beautiful?
thank you. Thank you for welcoming me. All is well. All is well.
Well, that's great. That's great to hear. So can you give my audience a little background about yourself so they can learn more about you?
Absolutely. Again, as it was stated, my name is Maritza Soto. I am an educator. I teach at a local charter school in Miami, Florida.
Wow.
I've been teaching for about 3 years now, middle and high school. I'm also a holistic plus size fitness instructor. I've been doing this for about a little over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been into aerobics. I started out doing aerobics, then in transition to Zumba, and then now I've taken off and started with more focusing more on plus size women as a plus size woman myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been an amazing journey thus far. I'm excited to talk about that and kind of share how that journey started.
Okay, so I do love your content. I can recall seeing you share a live workout, and I was like, who is this beautiful soul? I want to get to know her and learn more about who she is, because I was like, oh my God. And I just was like obsessed with your content. So if you see a bunch of likes from me, it's because I was really following
That's
you, okay?
great. That's motivation for me too. Like, okay. I get a lot of fitness coaches that always, show me so much love, and I appreciate that. I'm not an expert, although my family, I can say my father, God bless his soul, he passed away last year. He was a professional boxer in Cuba. I come from an Afro-Latina family.
Okay.
Born here, first generation here, but my father was very athletic back in Cuba. So I can say I give him credit, my athletic abilities. But yeah, it is amazing to see how people, not just, people who are not into fitness, but also fitness coaches and trainers who are constantly showing me love. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, you inspire others with how you do what you do, how you show up and be yourself. That's really what inspire others. Like when you try to be like the rest of everyone else, and trust me, I tried that in the past, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and you lose your identity in that. And so you being you is what inspire others to go after you. And so that's why you inspire me and everyone else that's following you, that your secret followers, the ones that haven't said anything, you're still inspiring them too. So
I appreciate it.
you're welcome. So would you like to share how you got started with your healthy living journey?
Absolutely. So most people would talk about how, there's an illness or a condition, but my story is a little similar, but it's more personal. So what I started to notice is that my sleeping pattern was changing. And I started to know things like pains and aches over time. I started to realize that, when you're not resting, you think you're sleeping, but you're not resting, and resting is much more important than the actual, what we call sleep, right? Mm-hmm. And so my hormones, my cycle as a woman, things like that started to change. And I have allergies, sinuses, and I would go to the doctor, and the doctor would constantly prescribe me with antibiotics. And my body was just over, the whole, antibiotics constantly, every visit, just to help fix, but really was putting a bandage over the issue. It really couldn't identify what was causing the congestion, what was causing, I took an allergy test and nothing would come up. Everything was fine, in the normal dust, which, the dust is everywhere. So after 2 years of that experience, I said, you know what, I'm going to take it upon myself. I started to feel different, like just my face, my body. I would look at myself in the mirror and it's just like something happening, like I know I'm aging, right? I'm young, but our body is still going, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on, right? So as a scientist, I have a background in psychology.
Wow. I love that.
From HBCU, Florida University.
Yeah.
And I'm currently pursuing my PhD in psychology. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, you were talking about the mind, right?
Yeah.
It's a very funny thing and dangerous place, right?
It is.
Take care of it. So I started the scientist me started to tap in a little further than the textbooks. And I started to do a self-examination, right? I became the doctor of my body. I am the doctor of my body. I am the owner of my body.
Yes.
So I started to really dive into that and I started to write notes when I started to feel this way. Why was I feeling this way? What did I eat? What was I doing? What happened the night before? What happened the week before? Stuff like that.
Wow.
Taking notes of myself.
Oh my God. You became your test subject.
Yes. Like you're crazy. Like I know, it's okay.
No, it's not crazy. That's amazing. That's self-aware. That's self-aware.
Literally, I would take notes, constantly taking notes of everything that I'm feeling. Like,
oh my God.
Feeling like, why do I feel this way? So that's when I said, something that is real, that's constant, is that we're eating, right? And so I had to tap into the idea, what's giving me the energy? Why, when I feel low energy, I'm quick to take a supplement, like, B12, for example, to give me. Why the food that I'm eating is not sufficient? So I started to tap into that too. Like, okay, let's investigate, what am I eating? So things like that. So, as time moved forward, I decided to, calculate what was going on, and I started subtracting certain food sources I was eating, where my source of energy, where was it coming from? I started to subtract things, add things, and try to make sense of the changes in my body. That's when I realized, I told the doctor after my last visit, they wanted to do some type of examination. Which required them to take a piece of tissue from a mass to figure out.
No.
And I was like, y'all not gonna cut me off. No, thank you. I said, I got this. I took matters into my own hand, and literally, that's what I did. I took control of my body. I realized that for so many years, I'm not trying to bash any doctors out there.
No.
You guys do what you do, and I have high respect for them. However, for myself, for my journey, I had to take matters into my own hand, really make changes for myself. I may not have control of other people, but I have control of Soto, like Maritza, control of Soto. So that's when I started to, once I changed the food factor, my diet, noticed changes in my respiratory conditions. Like I started to see changes, and I wasn't snoring as much.
Oh my God, that's good.
I wasn't, my finances were a little different. My hormones started to change, stabilize itself a little better. My cycle was what started to become, it would just change overall in my body. Okay? So I'm like, okay, but in the fitness aspect, right? Back then, I used to think, oh, let's set a goal. Boom, I'm going to lose
Yeah.
20 pounds and I'm good, right?
Yeah.
But as you get older, it don't work like that.
No.
You can't just set a goal and think that, okay, you've reached your limit. No.
No. Yeah.
That's when I had to realize also, fitness is a journey.
It is.
It is not a destination. It is not something that you deposit for a month because you're trying to save money for a trip. So you want to get that trip body on, that beach body going temporarily, and then once you reach that, you get into the next trip. No, it is literally a lifestyle. So going back, so taking notes, so investigate her body. I'm like, this has to be a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I had to change my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, I had to say, if I want to make this a lifestyle, I have to live this day in and day out. So I started to hold myself accountable by becoming a wellness coach.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And becoming a wellness coach, not only because I'm plus size, but also because I know the pressure that it will come with having people that want to follow my journey because they relate to me. And I wanted to be myself. I was tired of looking at pictures and say, I want to be like that body. I want to be like that person. No. The biggest competition was me.
Yep.
I'm my biggest competition. I want to be the real me, the true me underneath all these, self-esteem issues, body image issues, all this stuff that I would look at myself in the mirror and I didn't like. I had the power to control that myself.
Yeah.
That's what took that. When I took that step and becoming a plus size fitness influencer, I realized that placed me at a leadership role where I had to show up. Not just for me, but I also had to show up for those who couldn't show up for themselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's how that got started.
That's amazing though, because you pretty much diagnosed yourself, and I started diagnosing myself. Like I would get like constant like sinus infections. Like my friends would make fun of me and say, "Girl, you always got something going on with your nose." But it was it was aggravating because I would just be so congested, and I would be going and getting amoxicillin, and
yes, that's
and I stopped going to the doctor. And I just really started just being self-aware of how things affected my body and just listen more to my body, because that's how I can treat my body. You can't treat your body with medicine. I understand that they went to school to do that, and I understand there's some things that I believe they should be used for, but most things can be treated when you take care of your body, the way you move your body, the foods you feed your body, how you take care of the mind. And so those things can be healed. And then the things that requires, like maybe you got to get amputated for some reason, things that, any things that a doctor, that should be in their scope. But for things that we can actually treat, like changing our habits, I believe that we should just become more self-aware of understanding how we treating the body daily. And so,
I mean, if you take care of your body will take care of you.
It will.
Just hear this concept that health is wealth. Health is wealth. And I hear that a lot. And it sounds good, but it means nothing to the mind if you don't really understand that concept behind that. Like, people talk about, I'm a vegan. So people will talk about, well, it's expensive to be a vegan. But then when you calculate your medical bills,
yes,
calculate your runs to fast food restaurants day in and day out when you don't feel like cooking, excuse me. Just living in the city. I live in the city in Miami. Yeah. So it's a fast-paced environment. And then we're so quick to say, I don't have time to cook. I get off work late. We hustling and bustling. We got 2-3 jobs. So then money becomes a priority. But health, I learned in this journey that truly your health, if you take care of your body, if you take care of what you put inside your body, your wealth is what comes out of that. The fact that you're taking care, your vision becomes clearer, the way you talk becomes better, your behavior changes in a positive way. You start to, Positive affirmations day in and day out. You
Yeah.
make decisions for your body. You make better decisions for your life. You put yourself at a place where you're stable, financially stable, because you're eating the food that's feeding your mind to allow you to make better decisions overall. You know what I mean? But it's a journey. It's not something that's gonna boom, it's gonna happen overnight. No, it is not a destination. It's not something that you put on the calendar and say, I'm gonna do it up until this date. It is not a short-term goal either. It's not something that you would say, okay, for the next 30 days, I'm gonna do this and then we're gonna be good. No.
Yeah.
This is a journey, not
Yes, it's your life. It's the way of life. It's really
it's the
everything
way
you
of
do.
life. Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you believe that this is an investment. Do you think investing in the body, like, do you think that's an investment, or what kind of category will you feel like that falls in? Like for
Absolutely. I believe your body is more than just an investment, right? It is your brand. It is what represents you. Like, a lot of people talk about how the body is changes, from, you can lose weight, you can gain weight, you can lose weight, you can gain weight, but then the stability part is what lasts, right? But if you looked at your body like a brand, like just like people talk about how your last name is a representation of your family, that's the same respect you should give your body. As a brand. That means that when you walk, when people look at you, you shouldn't be defined by your weight, but the way you carry yourself, the way yourself shows is a reflection of you and your descendants. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that comes after us, you're setting the tone, you're setting the standard for your family tree. So decision, like, is this, we say, oh, I don't want my child to do this. I can do it, but I don't want my child to do this. No, you live it exactly how you want your child to follow after you. So, I definitely believe it's a brand. I definitely believe it is an opportunity to break generational curses and even culture misconceptions. I definitely believe it is the ultimate, right? It is the ultimate, because you can talk that talk, but you look, the way you talk, the way you present yourself, that's your true story. That's how people can relate to you.
Wow, I never heard it put like that. No, I love that, because really, how I operate throughout my day, this is a reflection of my family. And so I'm like, oh, wow, look at you teaching me stuff in here. Give me all these little nuggets to there and take with my life.
You got to think beyond the scope,
Because really it is, if I don't operate, because I have children, I have 3 children. So if they see me not taking care of myself, and I'm saying, hey, you need to take care of yourself, you need to take care of your mental health, they're going to be like, she's a freaking hypocrite.
Right, like, you ain't doing this, so why I got to do it? But then you see the question of, well, why am I meditating? Why I see mommy walking? Mommy, can I come walk with you? Daddy, can I walk with you? Daddy, I want to box too, Daddy. Can I go in the gym? Now you're putting the child in your environment, in that holistic environment. You have to, you can't just talk about it. You can't just wish. You can't hope. You got to just do it. Just do it. Don't think every day is a good day to start.
It is.
Oh, wait till next year. New Year's resolution coming up. No.
Girl, wait till after the holidays. What you mean?
I'm gonna wait till after the holidays. No, because it really just takes your will. Just be the desire. Your mind, once your mind is set, your body's gonna follow.
It is.
But your mind has to be right. Your mind gotta be set. And that was one part of me. A part of me, I've always knew, like, okay, I know these things, right? Because I study this. I study psychology. I'm about to be a doctor in psychology, right? But it was the body that had to follow in order to show the results.
Yes.
Right? So no one's perfect. And you will fail. And it's okay because that's your blessing. You not seeing results is your blessing.
Mm-hmm.
People may see it as a bad thing, but no, it's a great thing because now you get to see what your strengths and what your weaknesses are. And now you get to see how you have to set up your support system to back you up as your accountability partners. You got to you need. Everybody's on a different level. Everyone's on a different journey. And that's fine, but you got to stay true to you at the end of the day. You come first.
Yes. So that's a part of what NLP teaches, and what I teach my clients is that it's no failure, it's only feedback. And so whenever you have feedback, you look at that and you ask yourself, how can you do better? Or if it was good feedback, then you say, how can I produce more of this? So that's really how you have to look at things, is that this is feedback if it produced the result that you wanted, then you look at, oh, okay, I want to start doing this more. Oh, I need to work on that.
But even more so, challenge yourself, right? Because
yes.
to individuals who set goals, I'm big on that too. I will set a goal, but then the issue becomes once you set that goal, you be like, oh, I did that. Okay, I'm good.
No, keep going.
That should elevate you to want to seek another goal. Like, oh, if I could do this, well, let me try to go to 20 now.
Yes.
20 now. Let me go to 50 now. Keep challenging yourself.
Yes.
Confuse your body. Show your body that you're really about it. Not just talking about it because it looked good, but you're really working through it. You know?
Yeah, because you want to progress in life, because if you don't continue to progress, you're just going to go back to your old habits. And so that's very important.
It's so comfortable. It's so comfortable.
It is. You got the cook, you got the couch, you got the Netflix, you got the tilt, and you can just sit on there in your jammies and everything will be okay.
Right.
But if you want to live a comfortable life, then don't push yourself. But if you want to live a life that you are happy with no regrets, you're going to have to understand that you have to do things that you're not used to doing. You got to do things that are probably hard in your mind, and put in effort every single day and know that it's going to reap a return, whatever it is. And so I think people really want the best for themselves. They just don't know how, and they need direction, right?
Right. I also want to add definition is everything, because when someone said, I want to live my best life, right? You take that and you understand it according to your lifestyle.
Yep.
Into what you've been exposed to. But do we really know what it is to live your best life? You have to define that for yourself.
Yep.
You can't allow other people to define what living my best life means. No, that is gonna look different for you as it's gonna look different for me. If health is my thing, then living my best life is making this a lifestyle for me. That's my best life. Living long. Everybody wants to live long, but we don't want to put in the work to live long enough.
Yes.
Make the changes that's hard and decisions that we have to make day in and day out because we're comfortable. Because that's the status quo, because that's the culture, because I grew up in this, I'm Latina, I'm Cuban, you know what I'm saying? And we eat good. But guess what? I had to make that change so that I can feel good about myself, so that my health is on point. And that took sacrificing my culture food. Right? Becoming a vegan was not easy. But what I did to embrace my culture is I would still use certain ingredients from my culture food, and I converted it into my vegan food. So I feel like it's still part of my culture, and I can start that myself. Being first here in the US, being first generation, even as a college graduate, I'm learning that someone has to set the tone.
Yes.
You hear first and everything. You're first at this, first at I'm first in my family in the US, so obviously I'm gonna have to be first in a lot of things.
Yes.
Because I'm new to my culture, and I'm bringing all this information. I take it back to my family in Cuba, and just having these conversations is a culture shock.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they're happy to see my progress, and they support me because they see the progress, they see the changes in my attitude, they see the changes in the way I talk, and they like that. And I'm all about
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm one of 7, so I'm the youngest, and I have
Oh, yeah.
I'm the youngest, and so I'm the first of a lot of things too. And I realized that, maybe I have to be the first, even though I'm the youngest. What I struggle with being the youngest, and that was something that held me back, is that I was like, I don't want to be more successful than my older siblings because I'm like, I'm the youngest. So it
Yes,
kind of like,
there.
it held me back because I felt like, okay, I don't want to have more than them because they're older. It was just, I don't know what was going on in my mind. Of course, my perception isn't that anymore, but that was something that held me back. So you also have to understand, like, what's programmed in your mind was because that's what's keeping you stuck, and that's what keeping
Who
you,
put that there? Like, who put that
yeah, who
information?
put the
Who said you
information there?
couldn't do it? Right, right. I was the same way. I'm one of five, the youngest, and
Wow.
too. I mean, I have those who are older than me who have yet to reach certain things that I've reached so far in my journey. Not just academically, but just even in the fitness world, or even financially, or with just a lot of things. And it's just like I have to be the leader too in my family. I want to take the back seat. I want to be
Yeah.
able to and watch and say, I'm gonna wait until so and so do this. But I got tired of waiting because my body
Mm.
was wait. You will continue to grow.
Exactly. No,
Leave you.
we gotta make the changes for ourselves. And that was, and the thing about it, when I think about the times where I actually decided to do something and go 100% in, that's when I got the best results. And I wasn't thinking about like, I don't want to look this way or this way. I just decided at that moment I had to do it for myself, because at the end of the day, when I die, I do not want to have regrets, and I want to do everything everything within my ability that I can do. And so that's really when I just started saying, you know what, I understand that I need to share this with people. I need to help people get to where they at. And so I started helping people with their mind just for free, like just helping people, giving them advice. I show up on social media and give free value every single day because someone needs that. Someone needs to see that. And most people, the reason why they don't feel like doing the things they want to do is like they're lacking that love. They don't feel love. And I think that's the missing puzzle piece. And the world would probably be a lot happier if we had more people that had love in them.
No, that you said something there because honestly, again, it goes back to a lot of these things is a reflection of yourself, of your body, how you care yourself. Self-love is a big component.
It
Because
is.
if you love yourself enough, you will respect your body. You will understand why you need to do what you have to do because you love yourself enough to make those changes. You
Yes.
love someone else or a thing more than you. Because the way you treat your body is a reflection of how much you love your body, how
It
much
does.
you love enough to get right so that you don't feel those aches and pains waking up in the morning or bending down to pick up some keys. I used to have issues with that. My knees, I had to like, oh, my back. Or out in the club with my friends. What? I can't get low like I used to.
You're like, all right, that's a wrap.
I used to be the one to be in the club on a dance floor for 4 hours nonstop.
Yeah.
I know my body was like, oh no, no. I used to blame it on age, like, oh, I'm getting old, I'm getting older, I'm getting older. That's age. No, it's not.
No. And that's your subconscious trying to keep you safe, girl. Yeah, you getting old. Yeah, that's what it is. Go ahead. Don't try to make me do any work.
Right, right. No, let's talk about the truth. And as a plus size woman, it is a challenge, especially it's just the idea that we try to find things to mask over what the true situation is. We try to say, oh, we think and we think is in, and it is, and it still is.
It is.
You can be thick and healthy.
Yes.
You can be big bone and healthy. At the end of the day, how do you feel on the inside?
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep applying makeup over all of that, wearing girdles every day. I mean, it's hard. It is uncomfortable, Shonda. Understand? You want to cover up the gut and you want to sit up
Look,
every day.
I put a girdle on because I didn't love my body, and I haven't been, so I thought that, okay, maybe I'm the only one experiencing this, because in that moment you think like I'm the only one experiencing this, but then
Right,
listening
right.
to your story and hearing people talk about their stuff, I'm like, we all had a problem with everybody. We all trying to fit into
We
something.
all trying to fit into stuff. But it became a thing where it's like, let me just I don't want to put in the work, but when it's time to go out and step out and look fine and sexy, let me go ahead and put on this girdle to cover these rolls. I want to wear these heels when my feet hurt. So I can't wear the heels that I really want to because I'm too big. Why? Why do we find ways to accommodate instead of solving the real issue?
Mm-hmm.
We just find things to apply and put a Band-Aid over it. We just love to put Band-Aids over things and just say we'll fix this later and put it in the back burner. But then when other issues pop up, we don't realize it's all connected to the same thing.
It is.
Health. Oh, I have eye issue. Your health. Oh, I have an issue with hygiene. Your health.
Yo.
Oh, I have an issue with not fitting into clothes. Let's go back to the beginning. What have you been pushing back to the back burner all these years that's causing these, self-esteem issues or causing these conditions that's coming up in the future? Life works backward. We see things later on, but our body internally is experiencing it dead on every day, moment by moment. We can't see it because we can't cut ourselves and open it up and see.
Open it up.
But when we start feeling the pain, truthfully, that it was already there. It's just now it's showing itself out to, on the surface. So, I think it's time. It's always been time, but if not then, now is the time to really think back, think about everything that has hurt you in your past. Think about decisions you've made. Was it because of the way you looked at yourself, because you didn't like the way you know what I'm saying? You allow people to treat you a certain way because you really have no respect for yourself enough, because you don't love yourself enough, because you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror.
Yeah.
So it's a journey. This is a journey.
It is a journey.
It's
It's a journey to healing yourself. Seriously.
Healing. Yes.
It's a journey of healing, but it's so empowering, because when you finish healing yourself, now you can become great. You can go out there and achieve everything that you were put on this earth to do without any limitations, because you already addressed those. And now you can do what you were created to be.
Absolutely.
In this world. So I think that's very important.
I've seen people take back seats to a lot of things because they hadn't reached their ultimate person, like who you were truly created to be. But because you're afraid of certain things and you haven't addressed certain things, it hinders you. It's who you were supposed to be since day one. So absolutely, it's a good.
I love this, girl. I'm loving this. So what would you say? So what would you say to someone who may be thinking that they want to make time but need direction on how to get there? Like someone, they're like, I want to do it. I don't have time. I don't have money. Like I don't but I want to do this. Like what would you give to them? What kind of advice?
I would say something that I always follow is to do something you've never done before. Do something you've never done before. Take a chance. Take a chance on yourself. Just do it. Just do it, because a lot of people look up to a lot of other people, right? We all have a mentor. Some of us don't, but we have someone we look up to. That would be my second direction. My third direction I would tell someone is to find someone who motivates you. So for example, for my followers, I have followers on social media, but also on my YouTube channel, Soto Plus Size Fitness Journey. On YouTube, I've recorded myself from day one, all my workouts. And I have individuals, strangers, who are constantly watching me every day. They've been following me for the last 4 months now.
Wow.
Every day. And they tell me, your videos are so inspiring. Your video is such a motivation. Why? Because it's consistent. And people want consistency. Because even if they fail, they want to be able to look to see what someone else is doing, so that I can find my way back up. You know what I mean? So I would say find someone you look up to, find an accountability partner, take a chance on yourself, and do something you've never done before. If you've done it before and you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, that's just insanity. This it is. That's insanity to expect a different result. You say you want to do this, you say you want these changes, but you keep doing the same thing you've been doing. You have to change. You have to change, and it's so hard to do it, but you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
There's too many people out here in the world who are, even offer free services, free resources, and there's also, but after a while, you should invest in your body. You should invest in yourself, and that costs. Why? Because your body is that much more important than you think it is. Just working 2-3 jobs is not conducive to your health. It's not going to help you elevate. You have to take chances and make decisions that you've never made before and trust the process.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Girl, I love that. Oh, I could talk to you all day.
Yes, yeah, right?
This is really good. I really want to tell you thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate you for coming today to share with my audience more about yourself. I learned more about you. You taught me some things, and I'm sure the person who tuned in is going to learn a lot of things today also. So I will be posting how you can find her in the comments below. And if this episode was inspiring, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that someone else will be inspired. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.